in my life when I was young, that I joined a discussion of modern artists talking about the philosophy of modern art in a Buddhist monastery. That happened. I was young and I had to shut up. I was just beginning artist. And then they came to the conclusion that it is nihilism.
Oh, okay.
But that was not enough. It was negative nihilism.
Yes.
Yeah, that is depressing. And the problem, I also was in New York. I visited many galleries. And finally, one gallery owner spent time with me. So he asked me, do you sell from your portfolio? I said, yes. He said, many don't sell even in the gallery. And are these people collectors or do they buy first? I said, they buy first. I also discovered that my art does not fit in the galleries. He also said that the galleries is not for you.
Of course.
To New Age centers, yoga centers, because modern art is selling bad news.
Yeah.
And what I bring is good news.
Yes.
So that is a problem.
Yes.
As I said before, philosophy is very important.
Yes.
And this philosophy, it hurts the artist.
Yes.
Being busy with this philosophy. But in general, when you're busy with art, you're happy.
Yeah.
That is in general. But okay, there's also the moment when you're not busy with art.
Yes.
And then you're not happy.
Yeah.
So I saw that as a young kid already. I'm very stubborn. When I look back at my youth, then I was very stubborn. And very lucky to meet my guru.
Yes, of course.
Was very lucky.
I remember what you said in the Sacred Geometry series, which I really, really enjoyed. You said that when the artist is not creating, he's worrying. So he needs to create, which is the most beautiful and simple wisdom there is about creativity. When artists don't create, it's true that they worry and then they don't know what to do with negativity because they are completely overwhelmed by it.
Yeah, you cannot sell worries. That is what I discovered in the beginning. And I had a family to support, so I had to work. And my teacher was also inspiring. But okay, there's one thing I could have also, I did in the beginning a lot of Christ, but to discover that the story is very thin.
Yes.
Very thin story. And painted already many, 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 many times. When I saw the Indian world, my God, I realized immediately this is for the rest of my life. I will not be able to read everything. I cannot paint everything.
Oh, very familiar.
Then, okay, but also something that needs to be told, that is when I did not do art school. I still had the old-fashioned master student.
Yes.
And in that world, and all that is the old guilds world, the old crafts world here, also here in the Middle Ages.
Yes.
In that world, after 10 years, you can call yourself student. After 20 years, you're good. You can earn your money. And from there, you only become better until hands or eyes collapse. But that means these 10 years. My son did first cultural school, social cultural school, then art academy.
Yes.
That took him 10 years.
Yes.
And when he's done, I told him, now you can call yourself student.
Student.
Although in his world, he's master. To understand also, when I look back my first 10 years, I was more messing around. That took me a while to get in that rhythm, to find my topics.
Yes.
It was, I did also one thing that my teacher told me, copy masterpieces. That is the Eastern way. China does it that way, India also does it that way. Then you see, where do they put their shade, where do they put their light, many things you have to study. So I did that also a lot in these first 10 years.
Yes.
So that is part of the game. You have to also play.
Yes.
But the problem nowadays, the art academies is a problem.
Yes, it is.
When I was at the primary school, I had a teacher who said to break the power of the guilds, they created the art academy. In my system, you can only become master when your master leaves the body.
Absolutely.
Only then.
Absolutely.
But in art academy, after 4 years, you're master.
Your master, yeah.
And that is not the reality.
Yeah.
My neighbor was photographer, studied here in Holland, and they told him, after 20 years, you will earn your money.
Yeah.
Same rule.
Yeah.
But that is, and that, yeah, what to say. Artists don't get enough time to do that. I was lucky. Live in a country where you have, when you're unemployed, you get money.
Yes, it's
And that
true.
is enough. That is enough to survive.
Yes.
And I use that
Yes.
to really work very hard and grab that chance. Of course, they tried to stop me, but okay, that was not possible.
Yes.
And at a certain point, the government even supported me.
Yeah.
And then after 20 years, I could become independent.
Uh-huh. Oh,
And before that, I was also selling and teaching and doing all kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
That is in general, you know, when an artist, a young artist is successful immediately, it can be a punishment because he thinks he knows it. But in fact, this is for the whole of your life.
Yes.
And when I started, what I said to everybody is, I don't want to be bored when I'm an old man. That's why I started doing it. Now slowly I've reached that place and I'm not bored. Oh my God, I'm working still like crazy. And
Yeah, this is what I understood. You've been busy.
Yeah. But that is,
Wonderful.
I'm busy because it makes me happy.
Yes.
Making art, when I have a bad mood, I know half an hour working and I'm gone.
Yeah.
But I have to keep that half hour. I have to survive that half hour.
Yes.
Yeah. That I learned, and it's very simple, you know, doing and thinking, the two hemispheres in our brain, the male and the female, are working together. They're not fighting. They're working together. That makes you happy.
That makes you really happy. This is so true.
That is chakras. Chakras is about the male and the female, the balance between these two.
Yes.
So in art, it happens automatically. You have to think what you're doing, and the female side can make the line.
Yeah.
The male side cannot make the line.
Yes.
So these two start working together. Yeah, and they are making the painting, not me.